Hello fellow grower, I'm back again and welcome to my channel, The Late Grower. Now for this video, I'm going to share with you some of the new addition to my garden, and these are all herbal plants. Okay, so I'm going to discuss the uses, some of the uses of each of them, and also how much I bought them. Now to start off, this one is a green tea. Okay, I love drinking green tea, so that's why I thought why not grow one myself. So I bought this from a local supplier for 50 pesos. So a little less than a US dollar, little less than one US dollar. Okay, now green tea technically is a shrub, but it grows like a small tree actually. And this particular green tea came from a cutting, as you can see here. This trunk is a cutting. Okay, and this can really grow big. That's why later on, maybe possibly after this video, I'm going to transfer this to a bigger container such as this one, possibly this size right now where my poinsettia is growing. So that's my green tea, a new addition to my garden. Now next is thyme. Now thyme is very popular as an addition to many cooking. It is used to flavor many dishes. Now I transferred this thyme into this recycled plastic container. Now thyme can grow really bushy, so you can also grow them in a bigger container if you want. But to start off, I'm going to just let it stay in this small plastic container. So that is thyme. Next, I also have basil. By the way, this time I also purchased for 50 pesos. Next is basil. Now I have five basil plants right now. I bought these basil plants from the Bureau of Plant Industry when I attended one of their seminar. I got each for 10 pesos only. So each plant for 10 pesos. So it's very cheap. So I got five. Now two of them I already transferred to a bigger container. And when it comes to basil, it is also used to flavor some dishes. Favorite by when it comes to Italian cooking, it is a normal mainstay of some of their dishes. Okay, now you can use basil leaves, either fresh or dried. But if you want to enjoy the flavor, the aroma of this basil, you can. It is advisable to use fresh leaves. Okay, so that's basil. And then next is oregano. I also have here oregano. I just don't know if this is the Cuban oregano. Now, oregano is also another herb used for cooking, whether fresh or dried. The leaves actually are being used. No? And according to my little research, it also has a lot of medicinal properties. No? You can just Google search oregano, and you will be amazed of the so many medicinal properties that this plant can give. Okay, so that's oregano. And also, this one I purchased for 100 pesos. No? So a little expensive, but still quite cheap, I would say. Next, I also have here mint. Okay, some call this peppermint plant. No, I love the smell of this peppermint. Now it is also used to flavor some dishes, and you can also make tea using the leaves of this mint plant. Okay. Now one other use for this plant is as insect repellent. No, particularly effective against mosquitoes. So maybe I will get some more or produce more of this peppermint to distribute around my garden to repel some of the insects. I got this for 50 pesos, 50 pesos also. Next here I have the insulin plant, no? So-called insulin plant because it helps in producing insulin. I do not know if there is any scientific proof about it, but this plant is actually very popular in India, India in particular. Now I got this insulin plant, all of this. They are now in three pots, but I got this plant. They were just in one container, about the size of this, about 1 gallon, all of them in one container, and I bought it for just 250 pesos. Okay, you see, when I was at the Bureau of Plant Industry in San Andres, Manila, they were selling insulin plant there, just one plant, about this size. One plant for 500 pesos. No? So quite expensive. I did not buy. Luckily for me, I was able to ask my local supplier to look for an insulin plant for me, and I bought these plants from her for just 250 pesos. Now, the thing about insulin plants, no, there are so many varieties of insulin plants being sold out there, in Facebook in particular. Now, sorry if there is this swishing sound at the background. It is kind of windy here in my place. See, the typhoon just passed over. Now, the thing about insulin plant, there are so many varieties, and when it comes to insulin plant, what you need to look for are those with red stem like this. The trunk or the stem must be red in color, and it must be red even while it just sprouted, just like this one. It's already red. Okay. Now, when I bought this plant, it came with this, no? With this other plant here. They say it's part of the plant, but it looks different. Even the leaves are narrower as compared to the fan leaves of this insulin plant. But the seller said it is also the same. It came from the same plant. So, but when I transferred, I separated actually. I separated this one from the plant. And there, I saw that it's part of the root system. So this is also insulin, only that it does not have the red color and it is thinner. So I still have to wait and see later on how this other plant will grow. As for this one, I did not separate it from this bunch. Also, the insulin plant, when it comes to making use of it, you just have to clean, wash, and chew the leaves. No, the leaves must taste sour. So in this case, I already cut the other half of this leaf and chew it. It's sour. So if you're looking for insulin plant, first and foremost, just look for the one with the red stem. Okay. Next here, I have rosemary. Okay, I just transferred it into this pot. It came in, it came in a very small pot, so I transferred it to a bigger one. But later on, as it grew, I might have to transfer it to a much bigger pot. Now, rosemary is used for to flavor dishes, the leaves in particular. So the leaves can be used either fresh or dried. Okay, so that's rosemary. Now I purchased this rosemary for that was almost 2 weeks ago. So 100 pesos. I purchased this for 100 pesos. And next to rosemary is the lavender. Now lavender, uh, it also has some useful characteristics. No? The leaves of lavender can also be used to flavor dishes, and some people say you can make oil out of this lavender, but that is not within my expertise right now. So you can just Google search and look for the many uses of lavender. Now, here is the thing. Many people, myself included, at first I was confused between rosemary and lavender because they look almost the same, especially in the manner of growth. But one thing about rosemary, that's why I put them side by side. Rosemary has very thin leaves as compared to lavender, as you can see here. Okay, so this is the lavender and this is the rosemary. So you can already see the difference. Although they have the same growth pattern, but they're actually different. And one thing about lavender, when it flowers, the color of the flower is lavender. So maybe that's how the plant got its name, by the color of its flowers. Okay, so these are my herbal plants in the garden right now. They are new addition, and maybe in the next videos I'm going to make an update on how they are doing. So, by the way, for the past few days, there's been flooding in some parts of Metro Manila, the city of Manila in particular, Marikina, and also some parts of North Luzon like Bulacan, Pangasinan. No? I hope you guys are okay. If you live in one of those areas that were flooded, I hope you're okay, doing fine. So stay positive and just maintain that Filipino cheerfulness that we always have. Always look on the positive side. Now, these troubles will go away, and for sure, we can go back to normal life after this. So, thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next videos. Bye bye.